so people are familiar with what Hanukkah is and what the menorah is. So here's an example of a Hanukkah menorah. And this is, it's a candelabra that we put candles in, and on the first night we light one candle, on the second night we light two candles, until we reach the eighth night where we light all 8 candles. You might notice though that there's actually 9 candle holders on this menorah, as there are in every menorah, but the center one isn't for any one day in particular. The one that's higher than all the others is the place for the shamash, which is the candle that's used to light all the other candles. And that might be familiar to people as a symbol of this holiday. The Hanukkah menorah is actually based on an older menorah, and because people get confused about this often, I like to explain to people that this menorah is based on a much older menorah, which is the 7-branch menorah, which is actually the oldest symbol of Judaism. And you can actually see here at Temple Sinai, there's a 7-branch menorah over each of my shoulders here in our sanctuary. A much older symbol of Judaism than the Star of David. It represents the menorah that stood in the temple in Jerusalem in ancient times, with 7 branches, possibly representing the 7 days of creation. And it was this menorah that in the story of Hanukkah, the light in the menorah, which was supposed to stay lit all the time, was extinguished by the army of the Seleucid Empire, the Syrians, who took over the temple. And the whole Hanukkah holiday is about how the Jews rose up, took back their temple, drove the Syrians out, drove the Seleucid Empire out, and reclaimed their own sovereignty over their own land in the 2nd century BCE. That's the story, that's the source of Hanukkah. And in remembrance of the Jews called the Jews who were called the Maccabees, who reclaimed the temple, in remembrance of that act and the miracle of the relighting of the menorah, the 7-branch menorah, we light this 8-branch menorah with an additional place for the shamash.